I had braces for a couple years now, and recently I just had them taken off, and I gotta say, it low-key sucks butt. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks cool when you're in the mirror with a fat smile on your face, or when you're at school and everybody notices, but this thing be painful, dog. And don't get me started on these stupid retainers that you gotta wear after you get them taken off. I got them off right now for this voice recording, but when I had them on, it got me over here sounding like Mike Tyson with all these S's and G's. Like, at this point, you might as well call me Orochimaru with all these S's. But seriously, like, when you go to the orthodontist to get your first set of braces and they start to actually put it on, you might be thinking, oh shoot, this might hurt as soon as I stick literal metal to my teeth bone. But no, instead of the pain being instant like you just got stabbed or something, it's a progressive soreness to where if you were to bite down on, let's say, some chicken wings, you feel like your gun's about to start doing the renegade with no hands. Like my boy, braces ain't something to be played with, big bro. These things be tweaking out like they got your teeth in a headlock or something. And not to mention, the metal be sometimes poking your jaw.
What, like this?
Hey, yo! I could be chilling watching TV, and as soon as I open my mouth, it feels like the end of my braces is playing tag on my jaws, my guy. But with knowing all of that, I'm truly glad that I went through that, and not for some dumb reason of, oh, going through that type of pain made me a better person, or some trash like that. But your boy teeth looking crispy clean. Like my teeth with my upper row teeth doing a stinky leg and my lower row teeth to looking like some pretty respectable straight rows of pearly whites. So if you plan on getting braces and you feel like you need them, get them if you can afford it. This video is not to derail you from getting them, and instead to inform you on what to expect when implementing them to your mouth bone. This is just a quick little video that I wanted to animate real quick for y'all, but I'm gonna have another video in less than 2 weeks, so stay tuned, man. We'll see y'all soon, and as always, stay saucy. And I'm gone. I'm a good kid, I promise. Ask anybody that knows me and they will tell you the same. And something that I learned from my pops was that respect is earned, not given. We should always treat people how you want to be treated. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. See, I was raised by my mom and dad, but they ended up splitting up when I was very young. And my mom was a primary parent that I would see every day. And my mom did her thing and raised your boy right, you feel me? And to respect others unless disrespected. But my pops would be there for the most important parts of my life and teach me things that a young man needs to know about this cool world that we live in. I'm usually always respectful to anyone that comes across me and usually have good intentions unless I'm given a reason not to. And I'm so positive around others to where I wouldn't even hurt a fly. But enough talking about that, man. In this story time, I want to share an intense and emotional chapter of my life when I faced a challenging situation involving a veteran who tried to ruin my life. I was working at this grocery store called Myers and was what you refer to someone that pushes carts. Well, a cart pusher. The job is self-explanatory where I just push carts all day and maybe do a little inside work and maintain my area and so forth. It might sound easy, but the amount of people every day that would congratulate and give your boy props for doing something that I signed up for just to make only $11 per hour, by the way, was crazy. One day I'm doing the usual, pushing carts and doing my duties, and while I'm doing that, I see this veteran outside his vehicle looking very menacingly, but didn't pay no mind. But he eventually calls me for something, but I politely told him I'll be right over there. I just gotta push his cart, but don't worry, I'll be there ASAP. I'm pushing the cart, and as I move the cart literally like 2 to 3 inches, bro, all I hear is this man screaming at the top of his lungs, "Go get your manager right now."
Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill out, Carl. Don't pull out the strap.
I said get your manager now. Off rip in my head, I'm like, who are you talking to, little bro? Because bro was super calm a second ago, you feel me? And since I told him I was gonna hurry and put your cart inside the bay, he just became the biggest man Karen of all time. Like, what? This guy was a menace, man. Boy, I tell you, the look in his eyes, man, was like the look of 1,000 seals. I was so confused because I never had a customer scream at me like that, and I automatically was thinking that maybe it was an emergency. And even some of the other customers that were there were kind of urging me to speed up a little bit. I get my manager, and then I make sure to go to the other side of the grocery store so I didn't have to deal with that psycho ever again. Now I say a couple minutes, maybe hours go by, and as I'm getting ready to finish up, I see 1 or 2 fire trucks going to the other side of the grocery store parking, and I was very confused on why. Then I remember about the situation that happened and thought maybe that it was for the crazy vet that ended up going insane out of nowhere. Now still to this day, I don't know what happened exactly, but what I do know was that I got yelled at by doing my job, and I'm not gonna lie, I was heated, and even let my mom and my girl at the time know the situation when I got home, because the way bro was yelling at me, I feel like I was his son and was following his instructions at his command. And I ain't like that one bit. Now you might be thinking that it's over, but one thing happened after that. So around 1 to 3 months had passed, and I'm working and almost getting ready to leave when one of my managers had came to give me my schedule, but she also was asking about if I had talked to a vet before, and I was like, Nah, wait. There was this one guy. And that's when she told me that he was saying how much of a bad employee that I was, and that I should get fired, and I didn't help him fast enough. And while I'm hearing all this, I'm just getting more angry by the second, because I thought I was going to hear the last of that guy. But she told me not to worry and that it wasn't that big of a deal, and I low-key think that she knew that my heart was in the right place and that I wasn't trying to do no wrong. And yeah, she was right for the most part. It was still frustrating that I almost could have lost my job for literally doing my job. But hey, it be like that sometimes. After that, I kept working at that job for a couple years, and I had fun pushing carts all day and pushing my body to its limit. Man, I quit at like a week or 2 later. That job was trash. Like, I'm not even gonna cap to y'all like that. And I'm gonna even give y'all a good moral this time, man. Whatever job you get, I don't care if it's your first job or your 23rd job, don't apply as a cart pusher. We all been there. You're getting ready for school, you take your first class, and you do what you gotta do, and when class is over, you head straight to the bathroom. Then you go to one of the stalls and you yeah, that's the sound of addiction. See, it sounds terrible, right? Now before we get deep into this, quick disclaimer, I do not promote anything that I talk about in this video, nor have I done anything that I'm talking about. I just want to spread awareness on the topic because I know this strikes familiarity with a couple of y'all, and I personally know people that do this and have done this. So please, if you know somebody that does this, then share the video to them. I know this can at least give them a little clarity when they're watching. But as I was saying, addiction or drugs essentially is what I would call that sound, and it is something that some of y'all know too well, because either you are accustomed to this activity or you know someone that is, and from what I've heard, it's not something that you want to brag about. See, I was the good kid, you feel me? Got pretty average grades, did what I was told, you know, stuff like that. And in school, there are a plethora of different types of people or groups that we are usually in. Some of us maybe are in several at a time, but for the most part, most of us are in 1 or 2. For instance, you got the nerdy kids, you know, the kids that probably enjoy doing schoolwork, they get excited doing tests and exams, like they probably the type to get a 97 on an assignment and be like, I need to be my high score. Like it's a video game or something. Like, nigga, you on going somewhere, bro? Then you got the chill / laid back kids, which by the way, your boy was one of them. These are usually the kids to where be listening to music, always cool with everybody, ain't trying to start no drama, you feel me? Like we the type to where if something were to go down, hey yo, Trey, where's the cigarette? We already first on the block, like we already gone. Then you got the cool / popular kids. Yes, these kids. These the kids that are probably the jocks, you feel me? Maybe the cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying? Like, these the people that have the most connections around the school and are very known around the block. And last but not least, you got the
nicotine demons,
aka the drug kid. You usually see these type of kids around bathrooms with vapes, cigarettes, edibles, unknown substances. These kids tend to be very low key, usually not around no more than 4 people at a given time frame, and not as talkative as the other groups. I know, there are more than these 4 different groups, but we are specifically going to be talking about the drug kids. But let me know if y'all want me to make a specific video revolve around the topic of different types of kids in school. Now, the kids that were doing drugs were kids that you usually could get along with. Like I said though, they are usually found in a bathroom, and a lot of the times they skip classes. How do I know this? Hey yo, Kevin, where's Yasir at? I don't know, he's supposed to be in class. Your boy was skipping class. You usually see them alone or maybe with another person that also does drugs, and I have a couple friends that I knew that indulge in these methods to escape reality, and use these methods to basically get away from the pressures of being either in school or around other people. I mean, I know those aren't the only reasons, but it makes sense if those were the primary reasons why they do them at school. And to the people out there that do them, that is watching this video, listening to me, a random goofball on the internet, this might sound cliche, but I'ma say it anyway. You're not alone. It might feel like everything is not going the way that you wanted to. Trust, I know this feeling all too well. Don't let this thing that is slowly taking over your life, your happiness, and most importantly, your health, because whether you like it or not, these drugs are slowly poisoning you.
And you might be like,
Sincere, a lot of things in life is poisoning us, so I'm gonna pick my poison. And
you might be right on that.
But you don't want to add another thing that is slowly decreasing your lifetime, because you only have one chance on this earth and you shouldn't waste it on something so trivial and pointless. But hey man, comment down what other videos I should make in the future, man. I'm just on a new workflow to make videos, so I'm trying to make it go faster and easier so that way I can be able to be more consistent. So I hope y'all like this new style that your boys implemented. I'm gonna see y'all soon, so as always, stay saucy, gang.
Because some years back, I was probably around 13 at the time and was getting ready for the holiday, where I was setting up decorations and getting a new costume for later. Now there's 2 types of people on Halloween: the ones that love going to Halloween parties, and the ones that's outside with it and go trick or treat. I don't know why, but I was just so fascinated by how fun it was, and even had the gang with me, you feel me? I'm gonna call them Caden, Cam, and Jaden for the story. Me and Cam were the only ones with a decent costume on, while Caden and Jaden didn't wear one because they were lame. They were lames, bro. We were driving and going trick-or-treating in a pretty nice neighborhood, and was going to each neighborhood one by one, running it up, you feel me? And everything seemed normal for a little while, and we even went to the richer side of town and went to the houses that were selling them big boy, huge, king-size chocolate bars. Go to the next couple houses and my black senses are tingling, kind of like Spidey sense, and I hear this distinct but very faint sound telling me that either something bad is happening or something's bad gonna happen.
Man, but just like all the cliche scary movies, I ignored it like a complete idiot and continued trick-or-treating with my cousins.
Flag number 1. We get to a few houses and I start to get an uneasy feeling like I'm being watched, and I even remember my mom telling me that there were these scary clowns going around harassing people and that I need to be careful and proceed with caution.
Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I didn't care. I just wanted my Snickers and Starburst.
I get to a couple more houses, and by the corner of my eye, bro, I see this red and white and yellow figure peeping at me in the back door of a house previously. Now immediately I was like, bro, somebody come get their goofy little brother before I have to put the paws on that man or girl or whoever's in that outfit. But then I realized that bro was super swole over here, but like The Rock and the Michelin Man. Like, bro, if you don't get your goofy self on somewhere. As the clown noticed me, I seen that bro was hiding something behind his back, and I immediately start to realize that this man actually probably got a knife or worse. So I start to catch up with the gang, and time went by, and I eventually forget about it. Flag number 2. As time went by, Jaden said that,
Hey, let's get these last couple houses and dip.
I was like, bet, say that. And we started to walk towards the house. Now my cousins were bigger than me, and 2 of them were older, while at the time I was always the shorter one of the group and was a late bloomer, and everyone was way faster than me. So while I'm on my 4th to last house, they were already on their last, so I was behind. So while I'm getting my candy and getting towards the next house, I see the same goofy clown watching me like a creep, bro. At that time, he was closer to me than I was to my cousins, since they were basically in a whole different street, and mostly everyone that were trick-or-treating had already left, so it was just me and him.
Flag number 3.
No, I cannot make this up, bro. As I'm about to go and try to dip, he starts to get closer while death staring me, bro. Like, I promise you. Now, I either got 2 options, and I need y'all to guess which one I've made, bro. I either try to play nice with him and say I got no problems, big fella, and slowly walk back and possibly trip over nothing like all the horror movies, or I dust this nigga and do the dash. Very convincing options, right? Well, look at my skin tone and then gets my decision. I dropped my candy and ran to my homies with that quickness. I'm talking about Usain Bolt speed, and they was already in the car waiting for me. I told him to hurry up and step on the gas, and while we were driving, I could see him right behind the car through the window, staring at us, specifically me, slowly disappearing from our vision. I was chilling at my mom's crib and was probably 17 at this point. It was still in a long distance relationship. I was on the phone with my girl and was chilling doing me when I overheard my granddad talking about my auntie coming over my mom's place for a little bit, and I was like, cool. Now, this is the same auntie that was trying to put me on with her friend some years back. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go watch it.
Wait. Hey, yo, your auntie's friend?
Chill. My auntie is 7 months younger than me, and her friend were around our age. I ain't trying to catch no case over here, my G. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I didn't pay it no mind and continued doing my own thing, but I knew my younger brother was happy because we haven't seen her in a couple years, and he wanted to say what's up. She gets here, everybody catches up, my brother's excited, my mom and granddad's happy, everybody's happy. But I realized that she brought this big bag with her, and it wasn't any ordinary bag, but I didn't bring it up to her since it's her business, and also, I didn't really care. Like when it comes to a lot of situations, I'm a very nonchalant and chill person. Like, I'm usually either sleeping or I'm grinding / drawing. Bro, who the heck are you looking at? Like, we got a problem? You trying to fight? Later, me and my mom went to the grocery store to get more, well, groceries, and I'm not going to tell you guys which one we went to because it's a secret and you guys will never find out. I mean, never. But we did, and I usually don't go with my mom and usually wait till she comes back to bring the food inside the house, but I was really bored that day, so why not? As we're driving back, my mom starts to trip out like crazy, saying we need to go back while she's talking and screaming on the phone. I was confused until she said marijuana brown. Then it hit me like a brick. My mom stepped on the gas and we made it back. My little brother almost took a bite, but my mom stopped him before it was too late. My auntie ended up being asked to leave, and I honestly haven't spoke to her since and don't know exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure this all ended up being a complete accident, and my brother happened to think that it was regular brownies. Even though I haven't spoke to her, we still hope she's good, and I heard that she's even having a baby recently, which was good.